Well, Democratic lawmakers facing backlash from Republicans for visiting the U.S. Mexico border. A group of 7 Democrats, led by Congressman Bennie Thompson, toured Homeland Security facilities near San Diego and met with Customs and Border Patrol officials on Friday. Now, this comes as migrant crossings have plummeted to their lowest monthly total ever amid President Trump's crackdown on illegal immigration. The Los Angeles Times says the California-Mexico border is now nearly empty, as agents there are making just 30 to 40 arrests per day, down from more than 1,200. Republican lawmakers are slamming the Democrats' visit, saying they should have done this years ago, and now it's too little, too late. News Nation's Jorge Ventura is live in San Antonio with more. So, Jorge, what do we know about this visit so far?
Well, Kelly, this visit by Democrats to the borders, it is coming at an interesting time there in the California border, in the San Diego sector, a sector that saw thousands of migrants arrive every single day just last year from all over the world. That's an area that I personally reported from, on the thousands of Chinese nationals crossing illegally on the California border. Now, Democrats visiting that sector of the border on Friday, led by Democratic Congressman Bennie Thompson. What's interesting is this is also coming at a time where the migrant encounters are reaching record lows not seen in decades. The month of March finishing with around 7,180 migrant encounters for the entire month of March. That's just an average of 230 illegal crossings per day. Compare that to the Biden administration in the month of March that saw an average of 155,000 migrant encounters, finishing around 5,000 illegal crossings per day. Now, this border visit did include tours of the Department of Homeland Security border facilities along the border there in San Diego. The delegation heard directly from officials with U.S. Customs and Border Protection, as well as CBP air and marine operations and Homeland Security investigations. Democrats also met with officials with nonprofit organizations that did assist migrants under the Biden administration. Now, the border crisis on the California border is a completely different scene than it was just a year ago, when agents were averaging over 1,200 migrant encounters per day. Right now, you're actually looking at video that I shot there on the California border. You see there are hundreds of Chinese nationals actually paying smugglers up to 35 grand to be smuggled at the California border. Now, agents say they're seeing less than 40 migrants per day. This also comes as troops were also deployed to the southern border, assisting agents on the ground in a support role, also installing concertina wire there near the port of entry in San Ysidro. What is interesting, though, Kelly, is what did the House Democrats say about their visit? Well, we don't know, because their visit was closed off to the media, so members of the press didn't get directly to ask them those questions. But House Republicans slamming that visit, saying it's too little, too late. Kelly.
All right, News Nation's Jorge Ventura. Jorge, thank you. And joining us now to discuss is immigration law and civil litigation attorney Seman Nassari. Wonderful to have you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So Democrats repeatedly claimed during Biden's presidency that the border was secure, and we have a sampling to play here.
Now they want to go to the border because they lost on this issue back in November, and they have no leadership. So what are they going to see at the border? A fixed border, because President Trump fixed it in the last 6 weeks, and they should have been there for the past 4 years. This derelict of duty costed them this last election, and then now they're trying to clean up on aisle 4, but it's just too late. General Patton famously said, either you lead, follow.
All right, we had different clips to play there, but the reported purpose of this recent trip is to conduct oversight of the Trump administration's handling of the situation at the southern border. What do you make of that? Do you believe it does fly in the face of some prior statements where Democrats were saying the border is secure? This was during the Biden administration.
But yeah, I mean, I think the numbers speak for themselves. I mean, when you have border crossings that were in the thousands just a year ago, and now we're in the hundreds, I think those numbers speak for themselves. When they were saying the border was secure, I don't think anybody can actually stand by that and look back at the past couple of years and say that those numbers were under control, the people coming in was under control. Now it is somewhat under control. You're having less and less people coming to the border, and it's now manageable for ICE and CBP to be doing their job, whereas before it was not.
You know, the month of March saw, or 3 years ago, I should say, saw more than 222,000 southwest border encounters. This year, the numbers stand at 7,180. What strategies do you believe have been the most impactful when it comes to these sweeping changes that we've been seeing in real time?
I think it's people going into custody. And I think more and more people are hearing about the chances of going into custody and the likelihood of going into custody. And I also think it's the lack of that CBP-1 operation of people being able to come to the border and just ask for asylum, wait their turn, and then cross. But most people are just afraid of going to jail. They don't want to just go to jail. There's fears of being deported right away. Expedited removal is back. So those numbers are down because they know there's ramifications if they do try to enter illegally.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.